Hello BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and it's time for my second lot of mini reviews for my YASHOT books. So I've read another 3 YASHOT books. If you missed my first lot of reviews, if you look back on my videos, I did a YASHOT reviews video number 1, and this is number 2. So I've read another 3 books, as I said, and today I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them. So the first pick I picked up was Soulmates by Holly Bourne. I was really excited to read this one. I'd heard a few good things, and I liked the premise of sort of there are soulmates in the world, and when they meet there's some sort of catastrophic event, and there was going to be some sort of decisions to be made, maybe you know, to go with your love or to save the world. That's the impression that I got from the synopsis. It was a really addicting read. I really enjoyed the characters. For me, the biggest downfall of this book is that it wasn't a satisfying ending for me, and it fell a bit flat. Personally, I'm a bit of a lover of happy endings, and unless it's a terribly powerful ending, I really don't like it when it's not a happy ending, and so I couldn't give this one more than 3 stars. However, the writing and the plot and the characters were really, really good and well thought out, and I really liked the side characters in this. I felt they felt quite realistic, and because it was set in the UK, again, I'm finding that books that are set in the UK perhaps are taking me back to my younger days possibly, and I'm finding that I'm enjoying them and enjoying sort of the setting more at the moment. So this book follows Poppy and Noah. Poppy is adamant she's never going to find love, that boys are rubbish. She's at college, she's got some very close friends. There's a mixture of friends in her groups. There's the man-hungry Ruth, there is Lizzie, who wants to be a journalist, and there's Amanda, who is very softly spoken and shy. And they like to go to band night. Band night is sort of an underage club where live bands play, and they overlook the age because everyone sort of has a good time and behaves themselves. And we learn that Poppy's been experiencing panic attacks and blackouts and has been seeing a counsellor, and she goes to this band night where her friend Lizzie, who is the ultimate gossip wannabe journalist, says there's going to be a really cute guitarist and that the band's going to be really good, and so they go along and she has a big panic attack. And we just follow that, we follow her relationship and the meeting of Noah, and I don't want to really say any more because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really a really good story. I just felt like we didn't get enough of the sort of paranormal, or the sort of the phenomenal magical side of it. So when we actually got to the sort of meat and bones of what this book was about, I felt like it was just over really quickly, and I wanted more about the backstory and how this all came about and why it happened, and I can't say too much without spoiling it, but I wanted to know more, and the end of the story I felt rushed a little bit. So I did enjoy it, but yeah, there was a few too many things in here for me to give it more than 3 stars. The next book I picked up was Take Back the Skies by Lucy Saxon. I think this was once upon a time an ARC copy, so I don't suppose the front cover actually looks like this, but I got it in a second-hand bookshop. I read the Goodreads on this before I picked it up, and it made me nervous. It didn't have very good Goodreads ratings. People were saying all sorts of nasty things about it, and it did, I have to say, make me a bit hesitant going in, and possibly a bit nervous, and I sort of put it off for a little bit. But I'm pleased that I sort of pushed through and read it, because I'm never ever going to read Goodreads before I read a book again, because it was really good. This book is set in a world where they're at war, and there's a number of countries, they're all at war, and it's a bit steampunky because we've got sort of sky ships, but the government have well, the monarchy have disappeared years before and the government have taken over, and there's this war, and we follow a girl who is the daughter of like one of the high up government officials, so she's of a higher social class. She's going to be married off to a man or a boy she doesn't want to be, and she wants to go and help in the war, so she runs away and hides in a skyship, and we follow her sort of adventures with the skyship, then finding out more about the war, what's really happening, potential corruption, there's a love interest, and I really enjoyed it. I think I possibly would have enjoyed it more had I really believed and felt the romance. I felt that sort of was the weakest part of it, which was unfortunate because I liked the idea. I just for some reason didn't get the sort of gooeys that I like with the romantic characters. I gave this one 3 stars, mainly because of not feeling the romance, but yeah, it was definitely worth a read, and I'm debating whether I want to read the next one when it comes out. I'm thinking I would like to read it because I did like the world that this was set in, and I really liked the crew of characters. It's very reminiscent of some of the books that I've been enjoying recently. The sort of space opera books that I've been reading, and when you consider that Lucy Saxon wrote this when she was 16 years old, I just think that is a phenomenal feat, and I know that she is going to be an amazing writer. Her book's just going to get better and better, so I'm definitely, I think, going to pick up the next one when it comes out. I don't think it's out yet. I think it might be out later this year or next year, so watch this space. But yeah, I really enjoyed this and I gave it 3 stars. And then the final book I picked up in this group of 3 was The Next Together by Lauren James. This isn't actually the cover because I got a proof copy a while back. That's the cover. This book follows 4 different eras and sort of narratives. We have 4 different times, and they are 1745, 1854, 2019 and 2039. So we have some in the far past, some in the future, some in the far future, but in each of these different eras we have our two protagonists, Catherine and Matt. They always find each other, they always fall deeply in love. Why do they come back, and what is it that they need to achieve? I really liked how this book is set out. It's constantly flipping between the 4 different narratives. So let me see if I can show you. We have, this is the 1745, so we know it's 1745 because it's written like that. Then we might have, I don't know, here we've got 5 pages, and then we go into a document which is from 2019. We've got it written in 1854 where we might have a couple of pages, and then we have the 2039 which has the heading in slightly different font, but we're constantly flipping maybe every 3 or 4 pages to a different time. And to begin with I was thinking, oh, this is going to be really difficult for me to keep up, but it wasn't at all. And actually I really loved how it moved along. It was really clever, and I liked different uses of media. We had like lists and emails and documents and maps, and it was just a really clever piece of writing. I gave this one 4 stars, and the only reason why I didn't feel I could give it 5 stars was I just wasn't sold on the ending. I didn't feel it sort of made much sense. I was a bit confused. I wasn't sure it made 100% sense, but I have heard that there might be a sequel, so possibly this will give me the answers that I'm looking for, so I will be keeping my eyes peeled for that. But it was a really good read, and I'm really glad I read it, and it was something very different, and the way it had been set out I really didn't think would be for me, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Lauren James is a very good writer. This is her debut novel, and I will definitely be keeping a watch out for her in future. So that was the 3 books that I read. There was Soulmates, which I gave 3, Take Back the Skies, which I gave 3, and The Next Together, which I gave 4. So I think I've got possibly 6 more books to try and get in the next couple of weeks before YASHOT, and then I will have completed my TBR. So I'm really pleased to have read these, and watch out for my next YASHOT mini reviews video. Anyway, let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were, and also, like, do you read the Goodreads reviews before you read a book, or do you just look at the rating, or do you make sure you don't look before you've read? I'm just really interested. I or you know, I'm really finding that reading the Goodreads is sort of making a decision for me before I've read, and possibly I'm going in with in my head, you know, how much it's worth, the book, in terms of rating, and I'm not sure, maybe I should just avoid Goodreads altogether until I finish the book and made up my own mind. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.